Close this. Close. Chat disabled for this live stream. Why is chat disabled? That's a great question, actually. Why is chat disabled for the live stream? Excellent question. And where is my copyright stream music? And where is everybody? Yeah, let's click on this. Why is there no chat? Interesting. I guess I have to change something on the settings button, honestly. Why there's no chat on my thing, I have no idea. Why is there no chat? Live stream, interesting, description, edit. I guess I have to change something on the settings button, honestly. Interesting. Why is there no chat? That's why. Okay, now it should work, right? Let me click on this again. There we go, there's a chat room now. We fixed it. Okay, now it should work, right? Let me click on this again. Okay, let's go to my decks. What I want to play right off the bat is probably this deck list here. Let's just start with this stuff. Don't want to make any adjustments here. Not particularly. Build this burst style here. Probably need to go away from the burst and go into other stuff, but it's cool. Probably don't need as many of these. Actually, I do. For that reason. But I don't need as many of these. Purple. Scroll down. Find the card. List. Yo, Joseph, how's it going? How is it going? Been a hot minute since I logged on to play some Gundam. Just, I've been like kind of sick, kind of not sick. It's been really, really weird. Really strange. I've been sleeping like 12, 14 hours a day. Waking up just to go back to sleep. Good, good. That's good to hear. We're gonna rock and roll with some red purple. Supposed to be doing a co-stream with Midnight today. We'll see if that actually happens. 3 new types with CB. Deck bricks hard. Oof. That's not good. Thanks. Yeah, I'm feeling better right now. We'll see how long it lasts. Yeah, that's not good. 3 new. I know some people did end up winning new types with CB or getting top. Um, how aggressive do I want to play? I want to close combat this, attack his shield because he can't block me. I haven't been doing much in Gundam. Tons of new types and store champs happening, but I have no motivation to care. I can 100% feel that. It's valid. Completely valid. Do I want to go very, very aggressive? I feel like I do. He's playing a League Militaire jank thing. But I have Kshatriya Link next turn, so we'll just wait. Yeah, I haven't, my new types are like once every single like 3 months or something, so I pretty much don't even get to go. But yeah, a lot of people who are competitive don't bother going to new types, even though there's like $1,000 on the line. I'm over BO1 events, agree. See notification, let's go. Hey house, how's it going? It's early game. If I don't see the lower level units, I'm done. Or Kairos Link. Yeah, I agree, Joseph. It is exactly like that. Reduce it by 2. If I do 1 more damage to this, it will not die. Okay, that's cool. That's why I have this card, right? That's why I run this card in my deck to just delete this guy off the planet. I kind of want to save it for Silver Bullet, if I'm being honest. So maybe I'll just play 2 of these, pass the turn here, and then I can giant killing it next turn. Album the last region will only Swiss, no top cut in regionals. The Montreal one or the other one? One of my locals went to Montreal, went X and 1. Did really well. Obviously, he took Blurple, so, you know, but he did well with it. He did drop though at the end of the day, so. Okay, he's got 2 blockers. I could not care too much. Wait, why doesn't this work anymore? With 4 less AP and destroy it. Okay, well, that's fine. What we can do here is swing directly into it, forcing him to block. Or he can choose not to block. Yeah, Montreal, yeah. Montreal was a thing. What I don't like about what I don't like about all the YouTubers putting up a lot of videos on Montreal and like all these clickbaity things is, oh, he did let it go. Okay, so that's fine. Let's just he could be playing Amuro and stuff. I play Giant Killing now. Let's play this, let's end the turn and then see what happens. Yeah, Montreal, the thing about Montreal was that a lot of people were making videos on the meta's changed, all these like clickbaity things. And I'm like, guys, Montreal is small. The event was small. It's in Canada. And Montreal, as we all know from Rust TCG's videos, the entire region is extremely blocker based in the first place. So it winning the tournament was not a surprise or anything like that. Okay, I need to get rid of this Gundam like yesterday, you know. He's running out of cards, but he has a white base, which I'll crack. Me and Uni got into a conversation about it in his comments. Ooh, I gotta go check that out. Maybe we'll go check that out right after this game, actually. YouTubers rush to make clickbait videos that are absolutely zero substance. Yeah, that's why, like, somebody was asking me, like, oh, why don't you make videos on, all these different things? And I'm like, I have zero interest in making videos that are you know, on subjects that everybody else is gonna cover that are very like normal. Like anybody's gonna understand the simplicity of what the hell happened, who won. There's no reason to jump on the bandwagon to get views for me. Like, I'm all about educational content and talking about things that other people won't talk about, or giving you guys a deck list day one. Obviously, I didn't give you guys League Militaire deck list, but that's because, I mean, you guys know I don't like that unicorn. But I did give you guys gameplay and talk about that the deck is inconsistent, but it becomes a blocker swap deck at the end of the day, and then I'm not playing that ever. So, do I want to play the Kshatriya or Kibeli? You can rest either one. I'll play the Kibeli instead and just end the turn. I basically told him covering an event has no top cut and not telling us RNG match information deck list is kind of useless. Yeah, I believe that the person who won the entire event, good job to him for winning the whole event, only played against specific things. Am I gonna swing here with suppression? No, right? I might as well just sacrifice the Kshatriya instead. Ping this guy. I'm okay attacking him and losing my unit. It's not too big of a deal. I'm not okay losing my Kibeli though. I don't know. Montreal has set the TCG prices to rise with the Resago. Yeah. I think Montreal was just clickbait, and it's not a big event that anybody should be like super deep diving into. It's something that, oh yeah, it happened, but it seems like the whole world forgot what Japan went through, right? It's like bigger event, more players, the first event, and then Montreal was specifically gonna be blocker heavy in the first place. So yeah, okay, I'm kind of. Yeah, I love your perspective on what I wrote on this video. Yeah, I'll take a look after this, the tea on the live streams. I should make a video. I should just start making videos and like looking at YouTube comments on my own videos, on other people's videos, or answering comments. Make it like Gundam tea with coach or something. I don't know. I can reduce the damage by 3 here. I'll still die, so no point. So I think some of you guys asked me in chat who I thought would do really, really well or win regionals, and I did say that blue-white would win it. Blue-white blocker slot, essentially. Any variation of that. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, it's fine. Swinging at me, swinging at me. Yeah, I'm cool with that. We got 23 viewers in chat. Welcome in. Yeah, we're gonna kill this guy. What just happened? Oh, that's so sad. What I get for not paying attention to what he played. It's fine. Okay, let's go look at this YouTube section on Unity TCG's video. Uni TCG. Okay. Regional Montreal list. I'm assuming this is the video. All right, let's go try to find your comment. Superfly guy also commented. I was on this one. I'm going to Peoria, whatever that is. All right. Okay, a tournament with no top cut and no real tournament is glorified locals. Yes and no. It was 9 rounds. You cannot ignore that, but no top cut does suck. Okay. We can keep pretending that Gundam TCG is a serious game all we want, but a BO1 9 rounds regional with no top cut is not a serious event. Bandai wants Gundam to be a casual game, and the events reflect that. 100% agree. I've done many DC regionals with little 9 rounds of best of 3, played in a Swiss with top cut. We can't keep kidding ourselves that Gundam has some high level competitive scene with Bandai, game design, and event game design telling us otherwise. Agree. Who is we? I've spoken my thoughts on the competitive scene of Gundam many times and why it needs to change to make it more skill based in placings. I was come from a successful history of many BO3 or cyborg games such as Yu-Gi-Oh, MTG, and Dragon Ball. What I'm saying here is that 9 rounds is not glorified locals. It's a tournament with enough rounds to weed out inconsistent, well-built decks from the ones that we were running 3 or 4 rounds. I mean, I agree with what he's saying here, but he also gets your point. I don't know what he said in other videos about, but he looks like here he is saying that he needs it to change, whether it be best of 3, sideboard, all that stuff, and more skill expression, which I think most competitive players want. Because we want Gundam to be a game, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, a lot of people want to quit Gundam right now. Like, you know, if we were to say, hey, I will buy you out of Gundam right now and put you into a much better trading card game of your choice. Anybody who got into Gundam that doesn't really want to play it, but they 100% know Riftbound, Digimon, whatever card game you want to throw out there for your sake, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, whatever it is, like I would make the swap. I'll be like, yeah, buy me out, give me like 3k, buy all my cards, whatever, and I'll make the swap. Obviously I'm doing content and I'm coaching, so it's different for me. But if I wasn't doing content or coaching Gundam, then yeah. What am I saying? 9 rounds. Okay, so also just for information, a top cut at a regional level is generally decided by the TO. Yeah, regionals can indeed have top cuts, but that tends to add another 3 to 4 hours. Many cases, not seen amount of time a venue is rented. Stop being paid to man the event schedule for. We can just, okay, here we go. This is a big thing. Let me go back to chat. That if someone said that to me, exactly. A lot of people don't want to quit, LOL. When I say a lot of people, I say there is a amount of people that do want to quit Gundam. Whether it's like a large amount, but there is a actual portion that is relative that do want to quit Gundam, and it is not like a 1% case. It is actually quite a lot of people that actually want to, like, they don't enjoy Gundam. They either want Gundam to become way better, or they do wish that they could just be like, yeah, Gundam, I'm just gonna leave Gundam. If tomorrow my best friend starts playing this other card game, or, you know, buys me into it, we're both gonna go play that over Gundam. That is a real thing that is happening. So, coach, words of common sense and wisdom unfiltered. I don't want to quit, but also I'm not super excited for the future of the game based on how the game has gone from set 1 through 4. Exactly. Right, exactly. And it's only a matter of time. Like, if GDO 5 comes out and it's like GDO 4, because again, we're going through like 8 different Gundams that are being released in there, then it's not going to be good for anybody. It's not going to be good for Bandai, it's not going to be good for us, and it's going to be pretty awful. Like, a lot of, like, just in chat today, like, people just don't want to go to new types. That's been a common thing since GDO 2. People just don't want to go to new types, especially if they don't have multiple, or even if they do have multiple, it doesn't really matter. They just don't want to go because it's the same thing over and over again. And it's not worth their, like, time or effort to go and know that it's a best of 1 and they can lose at any moment and they're not going to get the card. Even if they get top 4, like, you know, it's solid. You get some payout for the top 4 card. But at the same point, what am I listening to right now? This is all garbage. Absolute garbage music. But yeah, it's like, even there's no reason for me to really go to new types. Like, if I don't get top 4 at least, I wasted my time. I've actually 100% wasted my time, and maybe I should have went to my local job or something, picked up a 3-hour shift or a 4-hour shift, and I actually would have gotten more money out of that. Then I could go buy, like, you know, something or whatever. I guess it doesn't pay that much, but yeah, my point is, you're better off going to work and not taking it off or doing something else. And the biggest thing with Gundam is Magic the Gathering, League of Legends, other card games. People go to the locals because they enjoy the game. They want to play Gundam, okay? And they're competitive players, not just the casual players, okay? Casual players are casual. They're going to go enjoy whatever they want to do because they like losing, or because they don't care, okay? They have no lives, essentially. So they're doing it for the hobby, and that's cool. They can do that. But the competitive players do not care about going to locals. Why? Because the gameplay is not fun. The gameplay is not, there's no growth there to, like, there's no reason to grow. There's no reason to see what your local guys are doing. My locals, I'm buddies with basically 0 people at my locals. Whether I go to, like, let's say there's 100 players in my local area, I maybe talk to like 3 people, okay? I talk to 3 people. One of them drives me there, like, but he only goes to new ties mostly, or like new events, like new star deck events or booster events. And then the other guy, he's cool, so I talk to him. And then I have, like, you know, one other person, which is like mostly a group of people. It's like 3 people, but it's like, yeah, it's like 2 girls and 1 guy. And I talk to them. That's it. That's 100 people. I talk to like 4, I guess like 3 people out of the whole group, out of 100. It's just 3% of the people that I talk to, which it's not a me problem, really. It's not like I can't go talk to these people, but why would I talk to like 80-year-old children? I'm literally telling you guys right now, like whether you want to call them like people who eat crayons, right? Or they're just there for like the very casual. I can't have a discussion with them. I can't talk to these people about the game. They're there to play Gundam. They're not really there to debate or have a talk or talk about competitive or unique deck builds. They're there to net deck a list, show up, or build some, like, you know, F tier list and then play. And there's nothing for me to do. And that's like majority of people that are like into Gundam because of the IP. Remove the IP, nobody wants to play this game, and then you go to nobody goes to locals. Like, no competitive player really actually goes to locals unless they have like a group of people that they want to hang out with. But even then, they'll be like, oh, do I want to go to locals? Do I not want to go to locals? There's no like real incentive, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm just not gonna go. We're gonna stay home. But other card games, it used to be like I would always go to locals every single weekend. It was like an, you know, honor to show up to locals, or it was like very fun to go hang out with the guys, talk to everybody, see everybody, and then play good games and see what everybody else is up to, what they brought to locals at that point. Hell, people still go to locals for Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And there's no like rewards for Yu-Gi-Oh, really. It's just you show up to play Yu-Gi-Oh and you're playing it like it's chess. There's no reward for coming to your local chess club and playing chess outside of you're trying to improve at the game and show that you are growing and trying to learn, which you can just do sitting at home, but you rather play in person because it's different, it's more fun, whatever. And so you want to end up going to locals. But in Gundam, I have nothing to gain. 0. Most people have nothing to gain out of going to locals. And that's my perspective on that, completely 100%. Let's go back to chat. Well, I want to keep playing, but yeah, this ago was blackpilling me. Don't want to go play the same junk everyone else. Today's segment, yep. I don't want to quit, but also not super excited about the future, yep. My LA regional date ended when I faced a dude I beat 3 times that week in 3 different new types that drew badly, and my entire day ended. Yeah, just like today, if you guys watched Eggman's stream with IBO, right? IBO Academy, he literally said in his regional run or whatever that he lost like round like 3, 5, and 7 or something. And if he goes to his new type and he loses round 1, he might as well just go home, because he's gonna, even if he goes X and 1, he's gonna go 5th place. So like losing round 1 or even sometimes round 2, whatever, you're gonna go X and 1 and go take 5th place, which is complete garbage. You might as well, as soon as you lose a game, you might as well drop and go find another event because you've lost like your earlier round because of the whole like Bandai pairing system. Same thing in regionals. If you lose a game or two in regionals early on, you might as well leave the whole regional because you're not going to make it to the top cut because it's just you're not going to. So there's no point playing the regional because it's the best of one. As soon as you lose, that's it. Like you might as well drop, go play side events, do something else. And he said it. So if you don't believe me, literally IBO Academy, I don't know how to say it, but he literally said it on Eggman's stream today. And that's a serious thing. It just makes it. I have literally bubbled to 5th place every single new type. It's complete BS. Like it's complete garbage for no reason, right? All because I smashed my round 1 opponent so goddamn hard that he like mentally malfunctioned, quit the game, and because he quit the game when I finally lost my round like 4 matchup, it literally made me go X and 1 to 5th place. It's complete nonsense. That's happened like every single time because usually when I beat somebody, I mean, it's scary, I guess, for people to play against me locally. And then number 2, I mean, they know it's gonna be a hard match, which I was gonna make a whole video about this shit, but I haven't bothered yet. But yeah, used to be games where you don't get everything just by buying a few boxes, at least a reason to trade. Yeah, there's also that, which is Bandai doesn't do. Like, there's literally people are trading in Bandai games. Like, they're trading LR for LR just to get their playset of the entire master set. Which I talked about this earlier. I don't agree in trading card games. Like, on one side, everybody should have access to the cards. Okay, that's... Okay, cool. On the other side, everybody should not have access to master sets of every single set. Gundam is so cheap that if you give me 1,000 USD, I can get a GDO 1, GDO 2, GDO 3, GDO 4 master set. Like, everything. Like the most expensive card in most of the decks or most sets is like 10 bucks, and a lot of the LRs are like 5 bucks. There's like 12 LRs per set. Like, I don't know, there's like 12 LRs per set, right? But let's just say 6 of them are worth like any money. Not even 6, but I'll just say 6. There's 6 times 4 is 32, right? Or it's 24. So 24 times like $5 on average is like 120 bucks. 120 USD. I can pick up everything that I want. That's a full playset of every single thing, which no one really gonna do anyways, because most of the LRs are like useless. But 120 bucks if you buy all the LRs at $5. So like, there's no reason to buy, like, you know, this is obviously Kshatriya is like more expensive, whatever. But Wing Zero is like 10 bucks at most. So even if you do this 10 bucks, it just doubles it 240 bucks. You're telling me for the price of like 2 booster boxes, you can buy the entire master set of 1 through 4. That's complete nonsense. Which means there's no point buying booster boxes. I don't know why people buy booster boxes of Gundam when the cards are so cheap. But let's go back to this comment section here. We're gonna agree to disagree. I don't see much value over decks in best of 1 event without knowledge of their matchups. I do agree with this. Matchups plays a huge RNG in this, and I believe that the person who won the entire event, from the comment section in the Gundam training card game, they said that he had the highest level, like he had the miracle run essentially. From what I heard, I can't confirm it because I don't really know, but from what I heard when it was going on was that he had a miracle run, and got the best pairings ever, and then in the final round or something he like won off of Amuro off a top deck, or he would have lost. And yeah, a lot of people knew Blue-White League was already a consistent deck with some basic testing, hence it was brought by the winner. Yes, everybody kind of knew this since day one, that League Militaire. There's videos about it before the set even came out. You guys from my stream, other people, we all kind of knew. It's consistent enough to be competitive. It's an inconsistent deck, but when you go down the blocker slop route, then everything becomes obviously more consistent because you're just playing blocker slop all over the place. This event didn't tell us anything we already didn't know because it doesn't tell us beyond what decks can perform consistently in best of 1 format, which you already can easily tell by looking at MSA data. Yes, which consistently given us on a weekly basis. I'll start liking this immediately. What we need is a deep dive into the matchups RNG and how to go over how they navigate the event. Sure. how deck performs within the different aggro mid-range control matchups. Yeah, so in like this probably I was gonna make a whole video about Wing and I guess Wing and the matchups and why all these tech choices and why Wing is the evergreen deck. Wing is a deck that you guys still see wins new types, still tops new types. It's still whenever you sit down, your opponent is playing Wing 0, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be a real game. This is like a dark horse deck. I need to give this deck the respect it deserves, whether I beat it or not. It is a constant in Gundam probably forever because it has so many variations in the builds that it has, and knowing which build you're versing is kind of important. Like whether they have Death Scythe, Ultron, Shenlong, or First Contact makes a difference. Even Bird Mode makes a difference. When you see that thing drop, you're like, oh shit, we're on a timer now. Hypothetically, let's say blue-white falls apart versus any control deck. Doesn't matter the color combo or power, it just immediately loses. If the matchup RNG goes well, League never has to face this hypothetical control deck. Without having data, what can we summarize? The analysis is completely useless because we are making logic leaps about a deck's power level without having the full data in front of us to give us the full picture. Agree, which is why RNG matchup data is so crucial for getting the content events like this. Yeah, exactly. The other, like the world champion, he literally played into 7 wing decks at nationals or whatever. If you're gonna play into 7 wing decks back to back to back, yeah, as an aggro player, you're gonna destroy them all because that's your #1 matchup. Is you want to play into wing with like Blurple or one of your whatever. You're gonna completely crush those. You went 7-0 already because you play into 7 of those. Then you play into like one mirror match. You 50-50 coin flip, you win that one. You're good to go. You're 8-0 now. You make the top cut, and then you get to like, you know, play against whoever, and then you kind of just also win from that point on. Playing into like whether it's control matchup of blue-white blockers or something else, it's relatively everything the same. And even I think the world champion, I don't remember 100%, but I believe he was like scared in his interview with Oiki, whatever her name is. Her YouTube channel, she did an interview with him, and like he was scared of playing into like a red because red would possibly burst close combats, play bunch of burn stuff. Kshatriya, very powerful. He knew that was a very hard matchup for him going into it, but I guess he didn't play into it or pair into it, so he was like happy. Yeah, literally the only thing we can take from events like this. Yeah, we already. Okay, did I already go over this? No, I did not go over this. Literally the only thing we can take away from the events, blue-white is a deck. It will look great. That tells us absolutely nothing about deck performance at the highest levels. Top cut, where nationals, worlds use best of 3 formats. Yeah, it's why the current situation. Yeah, best of 3 format is quite important because I played games. Like, for example, I played Digimon on the side just for fun. I'm still like completely new to it, 12 games in. But I'm winning most of my games, and sometimes I do lose the first round, but then I get to like gain some understanding of what my opponent is playing, and then round 2 and 3 I end up winning. Just yesterday I played against or 2 days ago I played against somebody who just won their locals in Digimon, and then I played against him and I, you know, lost the first round because my deck didn't want to play at all. I just wanted to break and not give me any of my cards. And then round 2 and 3 I completely destroyed him, making good plays. I mean, it was still a good game, but I like actually beat him. And that's where best of 3 is really, really good in. I actually know what you're playing, #1. And I don't just lose the game off of, like, breaking round 1. I'm like, oh, okay, time to go home, guys. I just freaking drew 5 pilots in a game that makes you drop pilots. Like, even in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering. If we play best of 1s in Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering, it'll be a dog shit game. Because everybody bricks in Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! And also in Magic, you have the option of mulliganing multiple times. Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't have the option of mulliganing. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very consistent, and there's like other things that go into it. Even back in the day, even in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously. But yeah, it's a best of 3 format for that reason. Sideboard and all this stuff makes a big impact. In Magic the Gathering, you can go down cards to gain more, a better hand. It's why the current situation of Gundam is so stupid. Best of 1 events are the vast majority of things being ran. Yeah, they're all the events pretty much. But in the highest level competition in top BO3, best of 1, BO3 are completely different beasts. Drastically alter deck powers, so deck power is completely irrelevant. We also analyze its matchups RNG when trying to decide what decks could win a national or worlds event. Yeah, exactly. This is why I always say, like, I still think red-white is one of the best decks, period. because of what it does, what it offers. It can counter blockers, it can counter aggro, and it gives you the highest chance through like RNG, you want to call it, or the burst potential to actually beat aggro consistently. Because if you, all you need is like, you know, play it, you win one, he wins one, and then just, if he wants to high roll you, you can still high roll him back from the shield mechanic, the burst mechanic. But like red white decks actually scare aggro opponents, and if you had sideboards included in that, you would just be even better into multiple different matchups completely. That's why side events top cut basically doesn't tell us how decks are from outside of Swiss. I'm not building decks to win at Swiss, I'm building decks to win events. Yeah, see, this is the thing too. I agree with this. Like, I'm building decks to win events, which means I'm trying to build the best deck I can, and that means I need my deck to be able to beat basically everything. But then obviously on my YouTube videos, you guys see, I tell people you don't need to build decks to win the event. If you love the O, if you love a particular deck or a particular play style, like, stop trying to win the event and just leave it up to chance. Like, at that point, just be like, I'll leave it up to chance. I want to play the O the way that I want to play it. I'm going to skew my direction towards one side. And if I'm going to nationals or something, if I play into, you know, 7 blocker decks in a row or 7 aggro decks in a row, I'll do really well. But if I play into 50-50, I'm going to do really bad. But I know I'm going to win all the matchups where I get paired into blockers with the O Unicorn deck. But if I get paired into aggro, I'm probably going to lose every single one of those with like maybe a 10% chance to win those games. So it just depends on what you want to do and how you want to build. And unfortunately, some decks are just going to be stronger overall, period. And we don't have hate cards in the game yet or anything like that, really. I would never want to play a deck that could perform well in Swiss and immediately get destroyed in Top Cut. Yeah, a lot of people do get destroyed like this in Top Cut, especially best of 3. Especially like best of 3 when they show open deck lists. It's like, oh, I know what you're playing into. I'm going to mulligan for these cards and destroy you. Or play a specific way. Can this event give us any clarity about that? No, which is why I don't, which is why I see these events as glorified locals. Swiss only events are not serious. Yeah, I mean, Gundam overall is period not serious. So, yeah. I mean, I'll literally type it here. I'll be like, I agree. Gundam is a casual game right now. Sadly. Alright, let's go back to chat. I don't need time where I beat guy round 1 and somehow the dude ended up 3rd and I ended up 4th. Yeah, it makes no sense. Made 0 sense to me how that worked. I luckily still got a card. That's good. Only person I lost to was the winner in semifinals. Yeah. That's why I like top 4. Like, I feel like the guy who's in 2nd place, if he loses, he should get 2nd place by default. He shouldn't be dropped from 2nd place to 5th place or 4th place or something. The guy was in the finals. There were 2 undefeateds. They both fought each other. That's 1st and 2nd place, period, in my book at all times. This is also why, like, you know, if I was going to run an event, yeah, there's a Bandai app, but why don't I just do this shit manually? Because then manually I can do everything I want, and I don't care about the Bandai app, period. Or I can use the Bandai app, conclude it, and then I can move it into, like, top 4, top 8 cut, depending on the players. Or simply just be like, yeah, this is the final result. I don't care about the Bandai app. These guys were 1st, 2nd place playing for the finals. They're obviously going to be 1st, 2nd place, period. And then these 2 guys are playing for 3rd, 4th. They're going to end up 3rd, 4th. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. There's only like 3 or 4 LR that is above $10 each. Yeah, exactly. I just have to go aggro. Wing has done me dirty so often by bricking. Or just not having enough steam with shield super low. Yeah, you can go aggro for sure, Taker. You know, why would you not play aggro? One of my clients, or Echo, he literally just says, why am I playing anything but aggro? I'm only going to go to my locals or new types, if I play aggro, because it's giving me the best opportunity to actually go undefeated and top the event. Any other deck that I bring, even though he plays other decks, you know, online or over webcam, he refuses to take anything to his locals, even though, or his new types, because he's like, dude, I don't want to go to new type to lose. End of the day, I don't want to show up, waste my time to lose. I'd rather just play video games, go get Taco Bell, fuck a girl, whatever. Like, just have way more fun than going to new type, which is just a bad experience for some people. I decided to go aggro. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I definitely rambled a little. It's all good. I mean, it doesn't look like he rambled too much. Maybe a little, but, you know, everybody does that when they're trying to, like, get the words out. I've only played Lupus Mill since week 2 of GDO 3. No intention of swapping. There you go. Steel Zeppelin, exactly. Yeah, so if you want to play your decks, go ahead. Like, some of my clients, they just play Lupus, and if it's working, it's working. Like, I only play Wing. You know, Wing is my favorite deck. I just play Wing when I go to my new types. If I go to my new types, because it's my favorite deck. I don't really want to play anything else. I'm not desperate to win $1,000 card. Even though I should be, because it's kind of like my job, and my income is heavily reliant on clients or winning events. Like, all my income is, my fucking job is to, like, literally, you know, get money from trading card games. I have no other way of getting actual money. But even then, I don't choose to play like aggro or net deck or anything. I fought against the game for 3 formats with control formats. Been feeling like a colossal waste of time until they fix the game. Follow the easiest way to win. Yeah, just take no stress. Like, no stress. Sit down, play aggro. You win or lose in the first 5 turns, most of the time, and then you kind of go about your way. It's also like one of the cheapest decks, if you think about it. And again, GDO 5 is gonna come out. Guess what? Aggro's probably still gonna be like the best way to win most of your stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much how it's gonna go. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that whole spiel. Let me check my Discord real quick. Got like 6 messages. One Punch messaged me. You have the video for kids? Yes, One Punch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, just want to check in how you were doing in lesson for today. If not, it's all good. I'm also feeling Thursday night. I have to do the casting with midnight at 9. If he doesn't do it with me, then I'm free to coach now. I'm feeling better for now because okie dokie. Let's continue with the stream. What is this saying? You guys are talking. You guys are talking. Aggro plans are determined. I have fun with the Red by Justice, but we'll switch to 1 year work on next new type challenges. Yeah, Red by Justice is pretty fun. New types, 1 year war. Yeah, I feel like you have to try twice as hard just to compete versus aggro. Yes, sir. And you can't beat the aggro high roll. You can't, like, most decks. Even IBO said it on stream today. Like, if somebody draws 5 GMs, what are you supposed to do? They all break it and you watch aggro mop you up. Yep, I'm enjoying purple white Minerva with no blockers and turn A aggro package. Minerva gets cooked by red, white, and wings so easily, too easily. The moment I saw Minerva, I really considered the package to look really attractive for aggro lists, but everyone threw in a bunch of white blockers. Yep. Hey, it's Nake. You have an important decision to make. What decision do I have to make, Nake? What is this important decision? What deck do I play for my new type challenge in 2 hours? Well, according to chat, you should probably just play aggro. And according to me, you should also just simply walk in with aggro. And you played Blurple, right? You played Blurple or 1 year war and won like 11 in a row. So, like, there's no reason to not take anything but aggro. Like, just take the most aggro deck possible. Blurple or 1 year war. Go win all your games. Don't even think for 2 seconds. And yeah, there you go. That's the answer. Okay, let's get into a round 2 of this red purple deck. Yeah, just go under them, like, you know, That's all you gotta do. What do we got here? Natsu. Okay. Enjoy the game now with game nights with my buddy. We do theme decks entire by series or faction. Best way to enjoy the game. Exactly. Yeah. The game is I don't know if I like Gun Easy. You don't have to run Gun Easy if you don't want. You can run the Minerva one instead. The Sword Impulse. But yeah, you don't have to. And League Norn deck kind of hard to beat, even with all the ping. Play 1 Year War. Play 1 Year War, and again, if you're gonna worse against a blocker swap, it's 50-50. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. But just play aggro, man. Everybody else is playing aggro. No reason to do anything else. Like, it's either the blocker slop's gonna win or the aggro deck's gonna win. There's no real in between, really, for the most part. Even if they change it to other, I don't think they're gonna errata anything, but even if they do change it to other, people will just swap. Well, number one, you're playing in a league list. Number two, they'll just swap to playing the league, the Minerva Sword Strike unit, which deals the damage to itself, rest of the unit. So it doesn't make too big of a difference at all, honestly. Am I okay taking hits? Have you tried the red purple CB deck that won a new top long ago? I have not tried it. If it's aggro, it is aggro, so it's going to win. But I already said red purple CB was my go-to deck that was new and stuff to play in GDO 4 out the get-go. Until people start learning what red purple CB can do, then like right now I'm only going to be playing wing, period. Obviously, I still consider red-white to be the best deck in the game. Whatever red-white variation you want to go, up to you. Red velvet cake, etc. That's the best deck in the game. But it's the best of one and all that jazz. And then outside of that, it's like aggro is the most disgusting deck in the game. And then blockers. I don't even consider aggro or blocker swap to be decks. They're both just disgusting. So let's put those in like tier 0 formats where they're just like doing this gross thing. Let's put red white as the number 1 deck for actually being a deck, and then we'll put like a lot of the other decks elsewhere, and then wing is kind of like always the underdog kind of deal. Ping this, swing at the shields. I don't need to swing with this guy. Just pass. Aggro. He recently said Trinity helped versus aggro and supposedly seeing great results. Yeah, Trinity was the thing that people were playing day one. But I played against the Trinity decks. It's just a... I mean, realistically, it helps with the aggro. Are you going to beat aggro every single time? No. Are you going to beat blockers? No. So, like, you're going to lose. So any deck can win new types. We all know this from day one. Even Galahorn or... whatever, but I don't think Trinity is the real way to go about it. It must be local to new types, just playing on MSA. Exactly. A lot of my circle, they don't fix aggro issued by GDO 5. We are leaving the game. There you go, Cameron. You said it there. A lot of people are going to leave the game if they don't fix the aggro problem by GDO 5 or, you know, by the new star decks coming out, because there's literally no reason to play this game at that point. So you guys wanted proof? That's even more proof in the chat that people just don't want to play Gundam. MSA RNG is atrocious. Yes, it is. I played a coach. Can you tell me why red green Xeon is not a good deck? The reason why red green Xeon is not a quote unquote good deck is simply because red doesn't have a lot of very good cards for Xeon in particular. But on top of that, when you're playing red, you're giving up the Amuro Gundam. And we all know Amuro Gundam is simply superior than anything that red can offer to you. That's ultimately what it comes down to. Obviously, the very first deck that I played in going to Gundam was the red green Xeon Rush with Gaza D sleeves and all that stuff. Was very good, won the tournament, etc. But yeah, red green Xeon. Red simply doesn't have a lot of good cards that help Xeon do what it wants to do. Now, again, if you want to go down the whole one drop aggro line, you can do so. That is an option, but again, you're just abusing the game at that point. But the deck itself is not actually improving. There's no like special combo you're doing or anything too special. Zaku Sniper is a good ability. Unfortunately, they've like nerfed it for no reason, giving it 0 stats, and that sucks. Okay, and at that point we all know you can rather play Atherin with like Amuro. Amuro just stronger. Amuro Gundam simply is stronger than anything else you can do, is I guess what sums it up. Am I just gonna die here? Like it does just look like I'm going to die. Which is, you know, kind of unfortunate. Yep, block me, go for it. Let's kill the blocker and ping this guy. Let's play a dude. Yeah, not much else to do here. It's not a bad deck per se. Green, blue Xeon is just used more because, yeah, exactly. It's not that red green is like a lot of the decks in the game that are like good decks. They're just not able to compete with the competitive decks. That's the only problem. Is that there's a better version of the deck out there. I'm leaving at GDO 6 because I only got my pre-orders in. Exactly. I feel like aggro's last format. Everyone says aggro, but I think you can play with any 2 colors. I feel like this is aggro's last format. One sec. Oh, I'm just dead. I don't play bases, so I'm just dead. I feel like this is aggro's last format. You know, Xeon just got released. Some more resting cards just got released. You know, eventually aggro does have to get LRs. It's not like aggro's not going to get more support down the line. We're also getting like new Gundam. We're getting more Amuro stuff. We're getting more Amuros and pilots. So I don't think it's aggro's last format. It could be, but I don't think it's going to be because it's a fundamental problem with the game. And it's not that we can't build decks that can beat aggro. It's that what are our odds of winning that game in a best of 1? And at the moment, at best, our odds could be like 50-50. Even if like, let's say 60-40, we're playing a red burst deck. Even 70-30, okay. The problem is we have to skewer our deck so heavily to beat aggro, and we still have a 30% chance, or maybe more, to lose against them. And all it takes is to lose that one game, and you're out. You're gone. And again, if you're trying to beat aggro, and your deck is designed to beat aggro, if you pair into something like a blockers, and you lose to them, then it doesn't matter. The aggro deck dodged you because you lost, and now they're going to win the tournament because nobody else is there to beat them. So, yeah, I do think that at the moment, everything is... I do think that everything in the game, Like you guys saw from the win rates, like it doesn't matter. Everything is gonna be at 40% win rate, all the way to like 65% win rate. 65. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the number I want to be at when I'm playing a competitive game is like 82% win rate. If my deck is not at 82% win rate, and what I mean by that is like me piloting it, if I cannot pilot the deck, get it to 82% win rate, then what the hell is the point? I need to be at 82% win rate to go 8-2 at a big event, possibly more, and have a very high rate of success based off of my skill level. Which means if there's a deck out there that has a 55% win rate, right? The 30% win rate bonus should be added by my skill. Me playing the deck should increase the win rate of a deck by like 30% straight up. Okay. And then, but that doesn't happen in Gundam. And the problem in Gundam that I tell everybody, problem that I'm telling Gundam is that since GDO 1, I've been saying this, everybody in Gundam has a 20% chance to lose. Okay? There's a 20% chance to lose the game by default, which means everybody's going to lose 20% no matter what you do. That's just the RNG levels of this game. And aggro, when you play aggro, because aggro is so consistent, and it kills you so quickly, aggro has like, let's say, a 20% chance to automatically win the game by default, right? That's like the high roll or whatever. So they have a 20% chance to win by default, and then everybody else has a 20% chance to lose by default, which even aggro has a 20% chance to lose by default, but not, they can lose if they break, but it's very, very unlikely. So what happens is basically you walk in, you play against aggro, you now have a 20% chance to lose, but also a 20% chance to lose because you're playing against aggro. So your loss ratio, like, you combine these two numbers, it's 40% chance to lose by default. And that's by default. Okay, by default, that's you sitting down. That's not even you joining your cards or mulligan or anything. That's just you sat down to play Gundam, 20% chance to lose. You sat down versus aggro, another 20% chance to lose because they have a 20% by default chance to win. And then you're sitting in this like 40% chance to lose by default. Okay, which is why the only decks in the game that have a 65% win rate or anywhere close to that is aggro. Aggro by default has a 65% win rate, or 60% win rate, I guess, if you're playing like 1 Year War or whatever, or Blurple. And this is not even, by the way, the MSA stats, I don't know how they do it, but this is not even counting mirror matches, okay? So if you look at the MSA stats, and we're going to look at the 65% win rate is like 1 Year War, 60% win rate is aggro. That means every other deck in the game has, like a 40% chance to win and a 35% chance to win. But that's not true because this win rate, I'm assuming, is also taking account mirror matches, right? If you take out the mirror matches, I'm going to say that these things probably skyrocket by that extra 20% to like 85% win rate and 80% win rate to actually win the game, which means every deck in the game has like 20% to 15% chance to actually win the game against aggro, essentially. And let's just say that you're playing a deck that's designed to beat aggro, like Sword Strike, all the burn spells, whatever you want to include in there, right? You're just designing your deck to beat aggro. Let's just say that every single one time you include like Sword Strike, Kira, you up your win rate by 10%. You put in all the burn spells, you up your win rate by like 10% for like close combats or whatever you want, doesn't matter, right? We go down the close combat, improve technique, battle aces, and like let's just say for some reason like ill strike, okay, 1 2 3 4 5, you can increase your win rate if you give all these things 10% by 50%. That's still gonna get you to either obviously 50, put it into here, let's just say you increase your win by 50%, it's not realistically 50% because you're just upping this number by 50%, which is 30%. But anyways, let's just pretend that you have a 70% win rate. Like I said earlier, this is obviously not a real number, but you're trying your best. You still have that 30% chance to lose magically, which we all know is not true. I'm just giving this weird example here because these numbers are not real. And if you do increase your win rate by 50%, you're increasing your win rate. Your chances of winning by 50%, not like your overall win rate, which means that this thing would be doubled by 50%, which is 30% win rate, and this will be going up to like, what is that, 22.5 or something, 2.5, whatever. Yeah, whatever. So it's like you're still gonna lose against aggro significantly because everyone in the game has a 20% chance to lose by bricking and stuff. And then all the aggro players have a 20% chance. Like the most you can actually do against aggro is, you know, I mean, they by default start with like 60% almost, but it's basically 50-50 is what it comes down to. Like that's the best we can basically do. If you're playing red, I'll give you the 60-40, that you have a better chance, but you're still gonna lose most of the time because you still have that 20% chance of bricking, which is like insane. It's just insane. But yeah, most of the people in Gundam probably want to leave this game out the get-go. Again, I'm not a math professor, but this is just a number that I put out there. If you guys want the real number, I can kind of probably get that, but I have to like evaluate every single thing, which I don't really want to do. Okay, let me get back to chat. GO6, I need to find where all you guys were. Reached out, critical mass. Can't really change from here. Introduced a buddy to the game yesterday, first time. Showed him Blurple and he tried Wing, Minerva, and the O and got mopped. Let him try Blurple after he saw him play and won every single time. The game is so easy, anybody can take aggro and win. Yes. Cyberpunk TCG is ahead of us. Ahead of Gundam. So I know a lot of people. I would say that Cyberpunk TCG is gonna not be a good game, and you should not invest your money into it at all. Period. And if you're gonna get into Cyberpunk TCG, wait like a whole year and see where it goes, because so far I played the game, I don't think it's a good game at all. It's a point system game and the game ends in like 6 turns. But yeah, that's what a lot of people's opinions are of that game. But yeah, in terms of like the game system, maybe it's better. I don't know. They have limit to number of 2 drops, starting point, hyper aggro exists since they made so many 2-1 drops. Yep. How can aggro really innovate from here? I don't think it can, other than playstyles will naturally become better. Well, aggro is going to get more cards. So, Lacey, aggro is going to get another Charizard 2. It's going to get more ways to deal damage. What if they get a level 4 unit? Okay, like right now we have Char's Gelgoog. We have Char's Gelgoog. We're going to get another Gelgoog or some sort of like level 5, level 4 monster that all of a sudden says suppression. What if aggro gets access to a high maneuver suppression like Zaku, like, you know, and all of a sudden aggro has the option of being super aggressive and killing people like really, really quickly. Like maybe red gets like red Xeon gets a card that has suppression. So we stop playing Gundam Amuro and we grab the high maneuver suppression or suppression by default, but when you link it with Char it gets high maneuver. So we would rather play that, deal 2 damage directly, than play Amuro, right? And then all of a sudden, like aggro is gonna get more cards, at some point. It's not like aggro is just gonna be GMs. GMs are not what aggro is meant to be. Aggro is meant to be breach, high maneuver, and that's kind of it. But that's not what aggro is in the game at the moment. If you play like Mikube, Xeon, anti-blocker stuff, you have ways of getting around blockers, which are opponent's defenses, but nobody's using those cards because they're very limited, because green has gotten 0 support essentially, and there's no need to do that because the best thing to do in the Gundam is just to play 1-drops and kill your opponent. Recently on the game, I've been playing Purple White Destiny blocker, but really want to swap to 1-year war for regional next month. Yeah, 100%. Swap to like an aggro deck. You'll do a lot better, and you'll also save a lot of energy at regionals. Only skill Gundam is sequencing when big boards exist, and it's mostly luck oriented. Yeah, sequencing and like deck building, obviously, and understanding the macro strategy of you versus your opponent and what deck they're playing. But a lot of it does just come down to luck, pretty much. Yeah, maybe Sazabi, exactly. So we're using what it's now. What? So we're using what it's now. I don't know what you mean, Lacey, by what it's now. I'm just saying that aggro is gonna get new LRs. Trying to Gundam gonna have high maneuver suppression. Yeah. They will power creep and rotate these cards out eventually and lower the cards, only get better. Yeah, like we're still playing Gundam beta. Like I still would think we're in the beta edition of Gundam. The actual beta was actually the alpha, and Gundam has not changed. Gundam will probably change at the end of the year, going to GDO 6. And we'll see how the game turns out at that point. One counter is to make 2-1 blockers. Yes. So you're saying aggro will innovate by changing the floor what level to play. I see that. Aggro will just get better cards. Aggro currently does not have a lot of like crazy cards. They're really just playing off of like GM spam. But what aggro, in my opinion, was trying to do was gain cards that have breach, gain cards that have high maneuver, gain the ability to have suppression, and that is how aggro is going to win. Like for example, cards like G Fighter, get over blockers, right? Any card that gives you access to get around blockers is what aggro was meant to do, was get around blockers, whether it be high maneuver, resting a blocker. But the problem is that nobody cares to do that when you can simply drop 5 dudes in one turn. That's the issue. The issue is you're dropping too many cards too fast, and there's no board wipes that exist in the game. That's the real issue. And because that is happening, everybody is simply playing blocker spam because that's the only way to beat. Like everybody understands aggro is the best thing, and so we need to beat aggro by default. And then the card advantage problem, that blue-white has the access to blockers, but also access to the most card advantage, which is why I made the whole video about how many pluses are too many pluses. How far are we going to go with this? Because all of a sudden, the League Militaire has Victory Gundam just giving you draw, draw, draw. It's complete nonsense. So, yeah. But let me, like, I'll take you guys to, like, I'll build a list for you to understand, like, what aggro actually was if I go to my Xeon deck list. Like, Xeon Robbery, let's just say. So, like, if you look at it, like, ignoring the GM drop, you look at this deck list right here. An aggro deck consists of, okay, you got the early game, attacker, get rid of the shield. Okay, that's cool. Now, let's just say that we're going to remove, like, these bases from the deck, okay? I'm going to put in a GM, a Zakutu. Okay, we're going to put a Zakutu in here just because we want to play that early game. Okay, so like very basic. Zakutu is a better Zakutu. Okay, so we're playing Zakutu here. Crack the EX base, be offensive. And then a normal GM just to get the extra shield damage and awesome. Then we got High Gog. What does High Gog do? It generates this extra value off for our pilot. What does our pilot do? Our pilot gives us breach. So all of a sudden, this is doing direct damage. This is also giving us an extra unit on the board to keep that pressure. And then we got Zegok, which is just a simple unit. But again, when we link it with our unit, with our pilot, it gives us breach. Right? Rigdom. Why is this an aggressive card? Because it's not because it's a 3-3, 3-2. It's because it has the ability breach on it. So this automatically makes it an aggressive card, an offensive card. So this is what aggro was meant to do. Why is Char Zakutu a good card? Because you link it with Char, it gains high maneuver. If you don't link it with Char, it's one of the only ways and one of the best LRs in the game, especially in the early game, that generates you an extra card. So yeah, this guy dies, and he gets blocked by Lift or whatever, sure he dies. But we get to get another unit to our hand, and we can kind of like keep up the tempo, essentially, keep up by playing cards and not running out of stuff. Camphor, again, he allows us to attack into our opponent's standing units so they can't block appropriately. And if we have high maneuver, all of a sudden, we can take out their biggest blocker or breach into their shields, and they can't do anything. The Camphor was a combo deck, which is why, like, you guys saw my video of 18-0 Cyclops team. People tried challenging me, I still beat them, but the deck was very hard to play because you can see here, we don't have Show Resolve, we don't have Corsica bases. Like, the only additional pluses we can get is off of High Gog, which requires Pilot, and Char Zakutu, which is just a good Zaku 2 is just a good card, but I didn't play this in the original list with full Cyclops team. So yeah, Breach again. Gian, a card that nobody plays. This is an aggressive card because it, by default, lets us destroy a blocker. If we can destroy a blocker, we can get around the blocker and keep applying a bunch of pressure. But we're not like armor resting. We're not like making all of our guys bigger. And we're also not able to kill our opponent 24/7 like really quickly. But Gian, pop a blocker, swing at somebody, gain the breach ability. So our damage into the shield area is not coming through slamming 5 dudes on the board. It's through finding 2 or 3 pieces that work together to then attack correctly and sequence our attacks correctly, just like you do in Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or other card games. Your aggro player is trying to sequence correctly to get over the finish line just in time as soon as they run out of cards, basically. But in this game, you don't run out of cards. Why? Because every single deck is stacked with Show Resolves, Corsica bases, additional draw power, Zaku 2s. And if you look at a deck like, let's go to like a competitive deck. I don't know, best decks to play. No, first form Barbados. Okay, let's go to like, yeah, this one. Doesn't really matter. Okay, we look at this deck and we look at this. So, Barbados first form, +4. Okay, then we go to Corsica base. This is another +1. I won't even count summoning 2 guys. Technically it's a +1, but it also draws you a card and you're playing aggro, so technically it's a +2 by base, and most people will value this as a +2. Show Resolve is a +1. Okay, now if you count Gundam / Amuro, most of the time when you play this, your unit survives and you repair all the damage. It's also a +1. Okay, then you account for like all the ping damage that's in the deck. Let's say for every single ping that you'll draw, it's like 0.5. So in this total amount here, we'll pretty much, actually let's not even do that. Let's just say that overall you'll probably draw like 4 or 5 pings over the course of the game. And in total, every single game you play, just off of applying ping damage to your opponent, you're going to generate a total of like, let's say plus 2 in total, +2 cards. It's probably going to be more than that, but let's say +2 to be very, very like conservative in how much. Now you look at this deck, we're not only gaining +4 from here, so let's just count all this up. So +2 by default from the ping damage. Okay, we got +2. Then we have +4 from the first form and +4 from the Gundam Amuro. That's +4, +4 again. And then we look at Show Resolve. That's +4 again. And then we look at Corsica base, which is +2. So let's just say +4 again. In total, our aggro deck all of a sudden has 4, 8, 16, 18 pluses. +18 is a ridiculous amount of pluses to have in a deck. That pretty much says to me that I'm playing 18 Show Resolves in my deck, whether it be me drawing extra cards or me reducing the amount of cards you have. That's a lot. This bypasses the ability of like making good choices. Of like the whole point of trading good in Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever, is I'll kill this guy and I'll survive. With like, you know, let's pretend like we swing a GM into a gun tank, I live and I take damage. Okay, that's like that's fine because you can kill my guy in return later on. But this +18 is free. Okay, all this +18 is free. It doesn't require skill. Okay, it doesn't require me to actually like play the game, use my pawns, trade accurately on a board of like playing chess or something. What it requires me to do is simply, you attack me, you do this good trade into my gun tank, and I just play a Angsha and I generate that +1 value by killing your guy. So now we're at a net 0, but I played a dude. Now your deck doesn't have access to Angsha, ping damage, Gundam Amuro, or infinite Show Resolve and Corsica bases. All of a sudden your deck doesn't have +18 built into it. Okay, we're gonna go look at a different deck now that we understand this premise and why aggro is so stupid. And let me go to like EX Burst again. I'm gonna show you guys like what a white deck has in it. Okay, let's just go get the O. Let's get the O. Okay, Actually, let's not talk about the O, because my O deck is different than your guys' O deck. But let's go back to competitive. Like, let's go back to best decks to play. Let's find, like, not red again. We're doing ping damage. Let's talk about wing, okay? If you look at wing here, there's 0 pluses, 0 pluses, 0 pluses. This is technically a 0 plus as well until it comes out of your shields. So we're going to put it at 0 right now. But if you guys want to argue against that, it's totally fine. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, 0, 0, 0. This is a +1 because Justice gives you another blocker. So you get a free card. And then technically when you drop wing 0, it will generate you like a +2. Let's just say. Let's just be +2. Okay, even if you put this at +3. If you want to get lucky, like +3 cards that you'll kill with this, sure. But none of these cards are giving you additional value, okay? Now, if you want to say, okay, Kira gives you a +1 every single time you play and kill something, okay, let's just give Kira a +1. It doesn't matter how you cut this whole deck. You're going to start to see that, okay, Kira gives us +4, okay, because each time we swing with them, we'll get a value. There's 4 Kiras in the deck. And then Justice gives us, the 3 Justice +3, that's +7. And then Wing 0, okay, Wing 0 is its own beast, but at default, we're looking at +7 compared to other decks +18, okay? If we account this number of +9, which almost is never going to happen, okay, we're never going to hit actually +9, but let's say +9, we're still looking at a total of +16 cards in total coming out of the deck, okay? Now, if you want to take into account, like, okay, Wing Gundam might maybe kill 2 things, it's probably not going to, but let's just say it can kill 2 things and get some pluses. But we're really banking off of the Wing Gundam killing 3 fucking cards, which is not happening. And everybody who plays Wing understands that Wing has no value in its deck. It has no draw power. It has no pluses. And the way to get any pluses in a blocker deck is the Lifrith has to block 2 units and trade 2-for-1s. Okay? If your blockers are not trading 2-for-1s, you're not generating any amount of value. Because it's just a 1-for-1 trade. It's like, okay, anybody can do that. GM for GM. And it's really banking on the Wing 0 getting you, for some reason, you know, getting you a bunch of pluses, which would be like +12 if you play all 4 Wing 0s. Never happening. You can barely play 1. And this card is irrelevant because it's at level 8. I'm not going to count this as a plus because I need my opponent to get to level, or I need myself to get to level 8 before I can generate the +3 value. While my opponent is generating plus values from level 1 through like 4. Anywhere between these levels, they're getting pluses on pluses on pluses every single turn in the game. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, I gotta wait till the 8th turn to generate just a simple +3, which might kill their Zakutus, generating them like, you know, a net neutral. We're gonna be, I get +3, they get +3, nothing happens. It's god awful. And that's why blocker decks, if you take this blocker deck, you take out the Wing 0s, you take out the Wing Gundams, and you go down like GDO1 Freedom, where this is your Freedom Gundam over here, okay? And this is your, I don't know, some other Launcher Strike blocker or more Lifriths or whatever you want to play. I guess it would be like Unicorn stuff or whatever. There's basically no draw power or no pluses in blue outside of Show Resolve. Show Resolve is the only positive you have, which means you only have +4, which is usually enough to get you over because +4 like is good value. And when you start adding in Kira, it's +8, sure. So +8 at most of the time is what you're gonna be generating. Maybe +10 if you really want to like count your blockers as actually blocking 2 cards. You're getting multiple value off of like a striker pack or ale strike, whatever. Sure, we go to +10, right? But all of a sudden the aggro deck was already running at +18, dude. Right? +18 is ridiculous. That's the whole problem with this game. Yeah, right now. Let me go read chat again. Power creep. How do you feel about aggro, blue, white, turn A list? I'm debating on that in One Year War. One Year War is simply better. Blue, white, aggro is not a thing. Well, blue, white, turn A Gundam is not a thing. Like, we all know the best aggro decks are what they are. If you want to play other aggro decks, you can. But at the same time, it's like, why are you doing that when you can just simply play aggro? JB. I think we're saying the same thing now. I got you there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think card effects are focused on how it feels in the same anime, reducing game balance. Yeah, and some of the cards don't even do justice to like the anime, which is weird. I like Strike Gundam being level 8 doesn't mean jack since you never get there to play it. These boss cards will never be able to cheat their levels out like Z Gundam. It's the only way, exactly. A friend of mine got first at NTC, second place at NTC, and second in Store Championships with Turn 8 aggro. Yeah, that's really good. So there you go. If you want to run that instead, you guys can hit each other up. Victory Barbados is going to be a nasty deck once it's figured out. Victory Gundam Barbados, yeah, like again, both of those engines generate you so much value. Green red weakness is no draw card like short result overflowing. Yeah, no Gundam Amuro, no nothing. Plus 20 if you add gun tank. Yeah, the more you want to go down, but I was being very generous talking about gun tank anchas and ping overall. I only gave us +2 ping value, and I also didn't add into the whole second Corsica base giving you like +3, right? And especially beforehand, you look at having 4 Corsicas in the deck, you were generating so much value, is ridiculous. That's the problem that I have with this game, is how many pluses do you have in your deck? And if you want to build your deck with no Show Resolve, no Gundam Amuro, none of these cards, you run out of cards. And this is why Wing, you guys play against Wing a lot from GDO 1 to the future. It's literally just going to be ridiculous. I have tried Victory and Barbados Blurple. Yes, I did try that. And the reason why I didn't try too much of it or made videos on it, I haven't made a Victory Gundam video yet because I've been live streaming for you guys and kind of like giving you guys all my input anyways. And then I got sick this whole week kind of, so I haven't uploaded a single video in 10 days. Is the main reason, but also because I already knew every single other person was going to be making Victory Gundam content and the whole meta game, etc. So it would kind of go to a waste if I made it as well. So anybody who's interested in Victory Gundam, I basically sent them over to Vortex TCG or other channels to go be like, hey, if you guys are interested in these decks, go check out these guys. You don't have to wait for me to upload a video. Like, just go watch these guys, get your daily dose of your deck, and then I'll upload something at some point, because my perspective, and well, I'm live streaming now, so you guys can get it here and just ask questions with me. You don't have to wait for a video to come out. But beforehand, you guys would have to wait for a video to come out and be like, oh, what are the deck lists? A lot of you guys didn't even have access to my EX Burst account. So you guys have all the decks. I got a comment the other day about, am I going to make another update to my O deck list? And the answer was like, I will make another update to my O deck list, but like for the most part, Gundam doesn't really change decks too much. So people should just, I always try to push people to play and adjust and figure things out for themselves. And then when you watch one of my videos or ask me a question, I can literally just tell you and answer the question for you, based off of my like 1,000 reps or whatever, and insight, especially if you're having trouble. But I always tell people, like, go try it by yourself. This is the conclusion I came to. This is the conclusion that you should come to, and why. And like my local community, like I told them it's gonna be blocker swap or aggro, and they told me like, oh, like you can't tell me this stuff. Like, we let us play and build our decks. I'm like, I'm letting you guys build and play your decks, but if you guys are gonna ask the question in a public Discord server, what does the metagame look like, or what is it gonna come to? I'm like, I've already done the playtesting. Everybody who's competitive about the game, especially as a coach, I'm done. The whole set for me is done 2 weeks before the set even comes out. Like, pretty much. Like, the day that the set comes out, people are done playtesting the set. Okay? Which means there's no reason for me to go buy the booster boxes. There's no reason for me to do anything. I have all the knowledge, the experience of, like, playing the games over 2 weeks worth of Gundam, basically. And, we play all the decks. It's not like we only play One Year War for a full set, then we jump to another thing the next set. It's like, I played every single deck. We played heavily, multiple different variations of all the decks, and yeah, we're a better deck. I'm like a better deck builder. I have a whole formula, and all that jazz. So it's gonna be overall better. Don't have to play as many games as other people. Getting in better practices, and then it's basically my job to be on top of stuff day one. I don't care if the set came out today, it's coming out in 2 weeks. I already got the set figured out, and so do other people on the planet who are actually investing time into it and are very serious about it. Because it is like literally my job. So somebody's telling me in my local Discord server, being like, you know, if you got the game figured out, you're so good. It's like, dude, it's literally my job to have it figured out. Like, I'll be bad at my job if I didn't have it figured out. So, like, yeah, it's already done deal. But for everybody else, yeah, you guys can go figure it out. It's totally cool. Go play around, have fun. Even one of my clients, I told, like, one of my clients, Paul, I'm like, Paul, I'm not going to tell you what is happening because I want you to have fun until the fun runs out, right? Which, for example, right now we're a couple weeks into GDO, like we're like a month or a couple weeks into GDO 4, and you guys are starting to either get burnt out, on the verge of quitting, or not looking forward to whatever next set's coming out, and the whole meta's figured out. This is exactly my point of why I don't want to give information or be the final answer to every single thing. And I think earlier in the stream, like last week, somebody asked, do I think there's a deck that's going to pop up that people, a strategy or a deck? And I said the answer is pretty much no. There's going to be nothing new because it's Gundam. It's very simple, very straightforward, and we don't have access to like a lot of combo cards, power creep. There's nothing hidden. Everything is like vanilla cards. Lifrit just says blocker on it. GM just say nothing on it. So the game is very, very solvable within the first 2 seconds of looking at the cards. Everybody who is super, super hyped, like I was the first person to upload a GDO 4 breakdown of all the cards, the entire set. I was the very first person to upload that video immediately after all the cards came out. I was like the very first person. And like my video is probably better than all the other people's videos. I haven't seen all of them obviously, but because I'm giving it to you guys straight and why the cards are not good or bad, I'm not like overhyping something or talking low about something all because I don't want people to buy the alt arts out or something. It's like, no, I just want you guys to gain the access to the information immediately so that everybody knows what's up and there's no nonsense. There's no like, you know, oh my god, I was wrong about this card, or oh my god, like, you know, there's a new deck of guys in the metagame. It's like, no, there's no new freaking deck, guys. Same shit. It's the same strategies, and there's nothing new. The metagame is not changing because Montreal happened. It's the same metagame, and all these YouTube videos are like literal bait, and half the people in Discord communities, not even half, but like some people in the Discord communities, like a majority of, not majority, but like a good amount, let's just say 30% of people, okay, we're not retards, we're human beings, we have brain cells, we all play the same game. For the most part, we all can understand that, yes, Zeong is a powerful card. Yes, this card is going to be good. How good is it going to be? I don't know. How many should we run? I don't know. Right? That's where, like, maybe the expert's going to have a better handle over the game than you. But we all can come to some sort of the same conclusion because as human beings, we have some sort of respect put onto us that we are intelligent people. Okay, some people are more intelligent than other people. But at the end of the day, we're still a human being. And we play a game. If we invest some time into a card game, into Gundam, we're going to know that this is going to be good, this is going to be bad, and most of the people that are overly hyped about something, they haven't playtested anything, they just lose their minds. Even like competitive players just lose their minds because they're all idiots. I'm going to say this, like they're all actual morons, and most competitive players are not actually good themselves. They go to school, or they learn off of somebody else, or they copy the metagame, and they're like, they're just simply better because they put in a significant amount of more reps or take it a little bit more seriously, but they're not smarter human beings than like the general public. Okay, their entire job is to net deck, copy pasta, get a little bit more lucky as an individual, or you know, whether they want to like cheat a little bit here or there, whatever the hell their issue is, or they simply go to 10 new types, win one of them, upload a video, and then everybody thinks, oh, this guy's good because he went to 10 new types, won one of them, and he topped like one of them. It's, but they don't really say that. But then you look at like, you know, some of the other YouTubers, I'm forgetting his name, like maybe it's like a Russ or other, you know, Holly or whoever, like they're like, yeah, the reason how we're actually getting these new type challenge cards is we go to like 10 or 20 new types. We don't actually win every single one. We're not that good, and Gundam is RNG based, but we do go to like a bunch of them, then we win one of them, then we upload a video. And same thing with like Galahorn player or whatever. It's like, you know, I won my game with the Galahorn guys. It's like, it's not a Galahorn deck, okay? It's a freaking one-drop GM deck with Armor Array. It's the same shit. It's not actually a Galahorn deck. Just like if you put Wing Zero into an aggro deck, doesn't make it a Wing Zero deck. If you put Wing Zero into a Freedom Blocker swap deck, does not make it a Wing Zero deck. It makes it a Freedom Blocker deck. That's the strategy you're trying to push. And yeah. Green red weakness is no draw card like short resolve, 20 plus. Heavy try victim, yep. Okay, with Neo Zeong, good, and blue League Military, white blocker swap with Kira. Yeah, same thing like Neo Zeong, right? Most of it's gonna be blocker swap. It's probably the best version of it, for the most part. And then League Militaire also is blocker swap variant is the strongest version of it. There is the aggro variant of League Militaire. You can go either way, but as we know, if you don't run 16 1-drops, your aggro is not going to be good as other people's aggro. But it might be okay into like blocker decks, but it won't be okay into aggro decks. And I'm telling you guys right now, from GDO 1 till now, actual aggro decks are being held back by 1-drop spam. The aggro decks, what people consider to be aggro in the game at the moment, is not only holding back Academy and Wing and other decks in the game, it's also holding back real aggro decks as well, because it's poison, it's venomous. Just like Dragapult in TCG, right? Everyone using it in almost every tournament, they win. Yeah, I don't play Pokemon, but yeah, pretty much people would just net deck in Gundam. This happens in every card game, like Yu-Gi-Oh, even in the competitive like card game. If I go to like the thing here, right, a lot of people in the Gundam community's Discord server here, a lot of them, they're not online right now, but a lot of them simply will tell you that, hey, I go to big Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, I go to YCSs, I go to like big Magic the Gathering events, but I don't consider myself to be a very good deck builder or card player, and my strength is somebody else giving me a deck or showing me how to play it, and then I copy paste that shit. And yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Okay, I'm still using your upload to the O deck. I'm still satisfied. Exactly. Yeah. Even me, I'm still very happy with O. And I'm happy playing decks that do what they're meant to do. Yes, I'm not going to win every single game, but again, I'm happy. I'm happy with, you know, going 3-2. I'm happy that my deck is running how it's supposed to and is doing what it's meant to do. I don't need my deck to be the Ferrari or Rolls Royce of the Gundam card game, where it's like the best deck, you gotta have it, you know, all this stuff. I'm just okay with my deck being able to, you know, get me from my house to my work to my card store to McDonald's or whatever, and I'll modify it and I'll get custom designs on it and I'll make it into a tuner car or whatever, or I'll like, you know, upgrade the engine and stuff. And yeah, it's not gonna be as fast as a Bugatti, whatever, who cares? It's like 10. I'm not trying to go at 400 miles in the first place. My goal is not to win a new type challenge every single time or have the highest win rate. My goal is to obviously have the most fun, first of all, and have a deck that I can compete, right? Being competitive does not mean winning. That's like a thing when people like ask. I always ask people, like when I join a new card game like Digimon, I'm like, hey, what are the competitive decks? I don't want to know what are the decks that are going to always top of regionals, but as long as it can be a dark horse, or I can go to my local tournament scene and I can go 3-2 and the deck is competitive, then I expect my skill level to make up the difference for the rest of it, where I will beat other players because I'm better than them and I'll improve up my deck. And that's okay for me. I'm okay losing every single tournament I go to as long as I feel like I had an opportunity to win every single game, and then I'm gonna be competitive. That's pretty much it. I just want to be competitive. Um, that's end of the day. I just want to have that competitive aspect to the game, and yeah, which is why you see me putting out deck lists that are unique and different than everybody else, because they're actual competitive decks. They 100% work. They've brought you guys and other people in my comment section new type challenge wins, local wins, and it's way more goddamn fun than people going onto the internet and being like, yeah guys, we're gonna put in all these blockers. It's kind of it. Like, it's not very fun. And then obviously there's some skill differences to it as well. Okay, let's get back to gameplay. I haven't done any gameplay, although I'm waiting on midnight. If you guys don't know, I'm supposed to be co-casting on Midnight's local stream today, his online locals, in like 24 minutes, but he hasn't reached out to me at all, period. So I don't know if he is going to or not. He doesn't reply a lot. Overall, kind of takes him a while to reply, but yeah. So we'll see if I can co-host with him. If not, I'm probably simply going to keep playing this or coach or something. Is the idea, I guess. Okay, let's go back to a deck list. What do we want to play? I kind of want to play Wing Gundam. I was gonna build an Academy deck for you guys on stream and play it a bunch, but we kind of talked a lot. Midnight is running late, probably. Yeah, he's probably running late, but he hasn't replied to me in the DMs or anything. And we also never got together to do like the prep or anything, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but let's take the O for a spin. Haven't played the O in a hot minute. I need to put overflowings in this deck list because the deck list is a little bit outdated. So we need to put in overflowing affections. Jessica Gundam was very good. We're gonna have to get rid of Siege Boys, unfortunately. I don't even need Show Resolve. I don't need the Siege Ploy here. I'm gonna put in 3 unforeseen incidents. I'm gonna put in 3 overflowing affections, and the deck should be perfectly fine. Like this should be good to go. And that's, I kind of want to also, by the way, guys, if you guys haven't tried it yet, yo, Gundam guy, how's it going? How's it going? If you guys haven't tried it yet, I would suggest any of your decks that kind of have like a more mid-rangey aspect, remove your Lifrits and like add Rick Diaz instead, like this. Okay, like basically swap the Rick Diaz's for the Lifrits, because I feel like that's kind of the direction we want to go into at the moment, because against League Military and other decks we just want to smash the shields in and win the game. And a GM kills a Rick Diaz in 2 hits, a Lifrit also dies in 2 hits, so it's relatively the same. So let's go take this deck for a spin. The O deck. It's been a hot minute. I'm going to stick to around the same deck. Again, all of my deck lists I'm pretty sure should be updated. If you guys ever see a link in one of my videos that is not updated or the link is dead, let me know, because I might have deleted the deck list, or I can update it to like a GDO4 variation quickly. But yeah, all of my old decks, the links, like I just updated all my decks on EXBurst to the newest set, I guess. So yeah, they're always gonna be like updated. Okay, here we go. We're always gonna mulligan this hand because why would we keep this? I appreciate all like 35 of you guys being in here. Some of our usuals are not in the chat, but that's totally fine because we got 35 of you guys in here. I was thinking that today's stream, because I haven't streamed a bit, might have been like on the very low end, but I'm pretty glad that we're keeping track with a bunch of viewers and stuff. Hopefully I don't get sick or anything, so I can continue to upload some videos. Is there any video or topics you guys want me to talk about? It doesn't have to be like purely like Gundam deck tech related. It could be about maybe concepts, or it could be about like, you know, trash talking something or whatever. I'm fully open to a lot of different stuff. I'm gonna crack that base. I've got currently I'm gonna be making a League Military video at some point. I'm also gonna be making a wing video. My wing video is coming out soon. It's probably gonna be like over an hour. It's probably gonna be long. Is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't care if my striker pack dies. And do I need to use siege play here? Not particularly. Morning, no casting. How's TCG? Hey, how's it going? Casting's in 19 minutes, but Midnight has not reached out to me, so I don't know if I'm gonna be on the cast. It's a different time zone, so it's in 18 minutes, the online locals. But how's it going, Howls? What is this guy doing? The Digimon Simulator should be coming out at the end of the year, by the way, for you guys that are interested. The brand new Digimon Star Deck is coming out this weekend. Apparently it's a very good Star Deck and introduces a lot of I guess power. It's a really, really good one to get into the game with. So I would recommend, if you guys are going to your locals, like maybe go to your locals, pick up the new Digimon Star Deck. There's 2 of them coming out this weekend and the booster box, but the Star Deck alone should be really, really solid. It's one of the more competitive Star Decks, more meta ones. It's still really cheap, just like a Gundam Star Deck. And you guys can definitely go down that route. I don't want to burn everything. I'm pretty happy with what I have right now. We're gonna play a bunch of blockers, and we're gonna hang tight, and the next one I can just unicorn Bandager him. Digimon Elysian? Yeah, Digimon Elysian is coming out at the end of the year, most likely. It may be sooner than that, because the new Star Decks that are related to the Digimon Elysian characters are coming out at the end of the year. Their Star Decks coming out at the end of the year. So assumptions are that they're gonna come alongside the thing. But the current Star Deck coming out is for Digimon Beat Break and Digimon something else, Cyber something. But the 2 Star Decks coming out this weekend, and there's a Star Deck event, and there's also the new booster box coming out as well. And I'm gonna be getting them myself, and maybe one of these days I'll do like a Digimon stream or something down the line. Maybe a topic when we are going to stop seeing 1-drops units in meta choice. It feels bad just dropping nothing but vanillas. Yeah, I don't know when the hell that's gonna happen. Whenever the community decides to, like, whenever Bandai decides to ban that whole thing, I guess is when people will stop doing it. Let's draw a card. Let's swing into the Gundam and knock it out of the park. We don't need to use Unforeseen Incident here, although this will deal 4 to us, which we are open to double gun tank Angsha lines. So you know what? Let's just use the Unforeseen. All right, let's just use the Unforeseen here. Let's keep ourselves outside of the Angsha gun tank lines and be very, very healthy. And then we'll end the turn. And yeah, we're pretty happy. We just need a Paptimus. Yeah, I don't know when that's gonna change. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Per minute on his Discord. Not today. I haven't had time to sit down and practice it at all with him. I've been swamped. What does that mean? Is that Midnight is saying that to me? Or personal message on Discord? Oh, not today. I haven't had time to sit down and practice. Okay, so he's going after my guy. He's gonna trade. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Well, if I'm not casting today, I'm probably not gonna be casting in the future. Because I kind of like, I literally reschedule everything to keep this day open, but a lot of people wanted coaching today, and I couldn't do it because of that reason. And so, on his Discord, he posted. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can do something here. So I want to play the blocker. I don't want to play the O yet because I want to draw a card off of it. And then I don't need to swing into him because I have blockers up. So I'm going to siege play something in the future, crack his whole board, and have a good time. Okay, let's go check out his Discord here, actually. Tournament information. Declaration for content promotion? No. General chat? I don't see it. Do not see it. He's swinging at the shields. There's no reason for me to block this here, so I can just siege ploy this guy. In general, oh, this thing. Couldn't do collaboration today. No, not today. I haven't had time to sit down. I've been swamped. Too close to showtime. I'm gonna get with him tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow is Midnight's last chance. Okay, tomorrow is Midnight's last chance. Or I am out of here. Let's just do this. Let's draw a card off of that. Let's take out this dude. Skip playing that. Let's take out this dude because his job is done. We'll rest that guy. I could keep him alive with Bandager, but I just put him on level 8. And then let's take out this guy with this guy. He can search, but he'll put pilots at the bottom of his deck. And then I can repair, rest, kill. Do I want to attack his shield? I kind of want to keep the O. The O should be relatively safe here overall. But let's just keep it, you know, let's not give him any extra cards out of his shields. Why he tell his Discord but not you? Yeah, I don't know why Midnight didn't reply to me in the DMs at all. Because I mean, it took him a while, and then he should reply to me in the DMs. Especially because, like, I literally put aside, like, a bunch of coaching to not do it today. I have to wake up for this thing, and it plans my whole week schedule around it. And, yeah, it's not worth my time if my time is not valued. essentially. Yeah, he's not doing anything. I'm just gonna chill. Let's play this guy. Let's play this dude. Let's draw a card. Let's attack into the shield area. Let's rest the... Look at this. Look how many pluses he's got it, man. It's bloody ballistic. Let's rest this guy. Let's take out this dude. Now I can go super aggressive at him and imbalance both of his guys and basically end the turn next game if I want. Or I can just block him. But I think I need to... I'm just gonna go aggressive. I don't normally do this. But let's just... What the hell is this? A blank card? What? Oh, it's a base. Oh my god, dude. Like, how am I supposed to know that? Great. Okay, his base has now appeared. Yes, looks like we're gonna be streaming longer. I'll probably maybe do coaching today with one of my clients, but it's later in the day. Depends on how much energy I have, because I've been kind of like under the weather big time for the last week, and I have no idea why. Like, just 3 days major headache, 3 days of like just sleeping forever. He realizes that he only swing for 6, right? Like, awesome. This card sucks, by the way. This Gundam is absolute trash until we get like more improvements to the whole archetype. Obviously, then it'll be like better combo card. But at the moment, it's pretty god awful. Don't want to bounce everything. What does he swing into? This thing? Yeah, I'm not letting him die. Here we go. See how many cards this aggro player has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm barely up by 1 card. And like second, yeah, he's gonna swing Sharzaki too now. He's gonna kill the he's gonna draw another card. And he's gonna get a token. It's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, we're gonna take out his shields. That's for sure. I don't need this guy, so we're just gonna take out his shields, actually. White base. Sure, we'll put this guy onto this guy. We'll take out his white base so he stops getting value. And we'll end the turn, and he pretty much loses the game. Unless he has some, like, triple link. Some crazy turn or something. But me at 1 shield, they're just dead. Ugh. Where's my chocolate milk? I need to drink something. Look at this guy, bro. 22 cards in his trash. 22 cards compared to my 14. And he's a full hand. This is exactly why I gave that example earlier of what is wrong with aggro and why I made a whole video talking about how many pluses is too much, man. We're in set 4, and by the time set 8 comes out, every single deck's gonna have twice as many pluses, and the entire game's gonna resolve around like, this guy draws me a card, this guy draws me a card, this guy draws me a card. It's not like Digimon, where I kill one unit and you lose 8 cards, and you have to like build on top of it. It's every card has its own value by default. Oh, Gundam Armor Link, sure. Is he going to concede yet? Guys, we could live cast over his live stream. Where is it? Like his upcoming locals. I can literally live stream. I don't know what the policy or anything like that is at all, period, on this shit, but I can pretty much live cast from my own channel over top of his live stream. And be like, yeah guys, we're just gonna live cast this gameplay video here. And yeah, it's be pretty dope. What is this? He's doing a Riftbound event. Let me show you guys the new Gundam decks that Digimon decks that are coming out. ST23. Yeah, these ones. This is the new Digimon Breakbait deck coming out. Trailer, I guess. Let's just watch this. So yeah, you guys can see that Digimon is really cheap. Like this is what packs should be costing. It's pretty much like the starter deck is 15, 16 bucks. Unlike Gundam, everyone like scalps it like crazy. And then booster packs for Digimon brand new set are only $5. $5 for a booster pack, and if you do pull like an alt art, they are pretty expensive. There's also like a lot of different alts and secret rares and alternate like rarities in the game, but yeah, it's pretty good, and they do support alternate archetypes and stuff. If you guys don't know how to play this game, you guys can always ask me, and maybe I'll do like I can even do a tutorial like live for those who are like interested in like the new star decks coming out and all of that stuff. Here it is, Midnight Locals. What is it? Anybody know like the YouTube policy of me just casting over top of this, like muting him, his stream, and then just casting the game, right? Like, what even is that? Like, can you live stream live YouTube content? Like, what even is that? Is that even a thing? You can live stream on YouTube using no, not live stream, bro. Stream other people's live stream on my channel. What is this? Is this the one? I'm my own channel. There are people live streaming various locations. I want to do drop in on other streams. People while they're streaming and bounce around other streams, encouraging. First of all, make sure to reach out to the channel owners who want to support. Ask for permission to live stream their broadcasting. You can join. Wait, what is this? If you have permission from the creator, you can use it. Join the live option to on YouTube if the channel supports this feature. Invite a guest to your live broadcast using shared live broadcast feature. During a live broadcast, you can encourage viewers to support other channels. Dude, this is literally what we need to do right here. Like, this is what we need to do. That would be covered under transformative content, right? Probably. Do live comment while Pokemon Live department. I see. Yeah, so pretty much like I could do this off of like, well, if he had the thing on his stream, right? But he doesn't have it, obviously. Like, I can't like do the thing, right? But anyways, we're not gonna do it for obvious reasons. But yeah, it'd be super dope, because then he could just Midnight could just do that, and then we could both be streaming it, collab streaming the live stream essentially, I guess. But it's cool. All right, what do we want to do, guys? What do the viewers want to do? What's the idea? We're here for at least another hour or so. What do the viewers want? We want Gundam gameplay. We want to see me play League of Legends. We want me to play, like, show you guys the simple Digimon mechanics of like my own personal deck. We want me to, I don't know, talk shit about someone's content. Like, what's the plan? We're gonna do some live webcam games. I could even do webcam games, honestly. I could do like live webcam games. Show Digimon. Okay. You want me to show it? I'll show you guys on webcam my Digimon deck. That means I have to go here. I have to go here. I have to turn on the webcam, which is Ozbot. Okay, so I only have one Digimon deck in person, but it's a pretty good one. It's like a mid of the pack, pretty good Digimon deck. Did my mouse really die? I'm down for anything. Working on 3 monitors with you on the 4th. I won't shit talk though. Now that you bring it up, yeah. I'm not too afraid to shit talk things. Oh, I have the thing on. Okay. Let me adjust the camera angle. Why is it like so wacky? I don't know. Let me zoom this in. Actually, first of all, I need to make this bigger. Whoops. Make this the whole screen. Okay, now we have a problem that this thing is not angled correctly. Probably because the camera's. Did I just disconnect my camera? I did disconnect it. Okay, anyways, that's pretty much good enough. Let me see if I can zoom in, which is on my settings button. Where is the zoom in button? Oh, here it is. Okay. That should be good enough just to show you guys what's up in Digimon. Okay, so Digimon is very similar to Gundam because it's a Bandai game. So of course it's going to be copy print the exact same thing over and over again. 3 of my clients that came from Gundam already not swapped over, but they're also playing Digimon on the side because it's very cheap and the community is very, very chill. So Digimon. Okay. So I'm using a deck called Sakiyamon. These are my sleeves. Very nice sleeves here that I got off of eBay. That's the main Digimon evolution that I go into, and she's like my boss monster. So ignoring that, Digimon, very simply, this is how the game starts, okay? You have these things called eggs, which don't start in your deck. So you take your deck, you shuffle your deck just like you do in Gundam. Very simple. And then instead of having a leader card like One Piece or having an EX base, I guess, as extra stuff, what you do is you have these eggs. So these eggs are always going to be on the side. So we'll put them like here. And the eggs hatch. And then you pretty much digivolve your egg into like the bigger evolutions. So how the game pretty much starts is you start with 5 cards in your hand. Okay, you look at those cards, and what you're trying to get is something that is, so the egg are level 2 Digimons. So you're trying to go from level 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. 6 being the highest. So you can see in my opening hand, the only thing I have is a level 4. So I would want to basically mulligan this hand to try and get a starter. So level 3s are called starters essentially. So you're trying to get a level 3. Now, usually you would want to keep these in your hand because these are searchers. Every single tamer in the game, pretty much, for the most part, has the schoolgirl and smuggler ability. So when you play them, you look at the top 3 cards and you get a clan card. Or in this case, Rika gets me any of my Digimon basically in the deck, which is like all of my evolutions, and then some of them will be able to get you a Digimon plus another card. So we're gonna mulligan this hand and we're gonna basically draw 5 more cards, and we don't see anything. Okay, so we don't see anything here, so I'm gonna just go find my tamer just to show you guys how this whole thing works. So we're gonna need that guy. That's kind of all we need after that point. We don't really need much else. So let's put these cards back. And then everything else here is pretty much fine. Okay. We're good. Okay, we'll just keep those as our 5 opening cards. Shuffle our deck here. So the mulligan system in Digimon, if you don't like your hand, you combine your hand with your deck. You shuffle everything like Magic the Gathering or any other card game. And then you pretty much are back to square one. Then you take your deck, you put 5 cards down, just like in Gundam. Instead of 6, it's 5 cards. Those are your shield area cards. So you have 5 shields. Okay, 5 shields, and then you have your hatch area. So that's how the game looks like. Maybe I should zoom this out a little bit, so you guys can see. Or okay, that's probably a bit better here. Okay, so yeah, we got our shield area, we got our hatch area. So how the game pretty much starts is we got our 5 cards. So when you guys roll for who goes first or second, the person who wins the dice roll has to go first. There's no choice. You just have to go first. And then a loser gets choice if they want to go first or second after that point. It's a best of 3 format. There's no sideboards, but it is a best of 3. And there's enough deck building that you can actually build like counter cards in your deck, go search for them, so on. Okay, now Digimon, the most basic thing is like, okay, let's just say I'll go second, for example. I'll draw a card for my turn. After I draw a card, you will digivolve, or you will hatch a Digimon. Okay, so you hatch a Digimon by default. It's free. You just choose to do it at the start of your turn. sequencing and like order operation is very important in Digimon, because as you guys might be able to tell, there are a lot of words on this card, and each of those like bars is an ability essentially, or some sort of like thing you need to pay attention to. Now that's not how many abilities this thing has. It actually only has like 2 abilities, but yeah, there's more words on these cards than any other Bandai game. Like the Rika, it's a command card essentially, but it has multiple abilities. Okay, it has a on play, which is on deploy ability, and then it has an ability on your turn, which you can also activate if you meet the requirement. And then you also have the security. That lock symbol at the bottom of the card is security, which means shields. So in this game, shields are called security. So if this card ever gets hit, it bursts and activates a ability, which in this case, it just plays this card for free. So very simply, the basic game mechanics are, you start your turn. Everybody, so you start your turn. You start at basically, what is it, 0? So in this game, there's a whole system. Okay, so I don't have one because I don't have the playmat, but essentially you'll be going from. The reason you can't play like 10 units in this game is because you let me bring something up. For example, Renamon. So Renamon has a cost of 3, okay, and our turn starts at 0. So let's just pretend that this dice is at 0, okay. It's not at 1 right now, but pretend it's 0. So this is 0, this is 1, this is that, okay. So it's gonna look like this, where it's 0, and then 1 to your side, 1 to your opponent's side. So there's a whole 1 through 10, okay, towards your side, towards your opponent's side. If I play Renamon, it will give my opponent 3 points. So it will go from 0 to 2 to 3. Now, if my opponent goes to 3 points, okay, that means my turn will end at the end of like the activation of me playing this card. I get to do the effect, and then at the resolution of that, if the marker has moved over to my opponent's side by whatever amount, my turn concludes. So if I play a GM, for example, and the GM gives me from 0 to 1, my turn will end. Now on my opponent's turn, he can also play a GM, but it will go from 1 to 0. So you can play 2 GMs and it will go to 1. But at the same point, you can also play something very, very big, like for example, this guy. He costs 5. So if I want to play this unit on the very first turn, it will bring this timeline essentially, or whatever it's called, from 0 to 5. I will get to do the effect. My turn will end. Now my opponent has 5 resources. So that's what this thing is called, basically, is resources. So in the game of Digimon, this might be confusing for you guys a little bit, but your resources do not generate off of like every single turn like in other games. You don't get lands or resources one by one. It's a back and forth tug of war system where if I play a 10 cost card, my opponent will then gain 10 resources towards their side. For the more powerful turns that I have, the more powerful my opponent can come back into the game. So in this game, you really want to manage the tug of war system by playing like keeping it as minimum as possible on your opponent's turn. If any point you end your turn and it's still on your side, but you want to end your turn by default, end your turn at 0, it by default goes to 3 on your opponent's side at the start of their turn. Okay, now ignoring that whole point, let's just say we start at 0. We hatch our Digimon. So we get our Digimon hatch. So we want to play something. We're going to play the Renamon. But the Renamon costs 3. But there's a little symbol right here called 0 for Digivolving on top of a level 2. So you play a Renamon on top of a Rexamon here in the breeding area. And anytime you Digivolve in this game, you'll draw a card. Okay? So that's where card advantage comes from, basically. But the reason why this is okay in Digimon is because when I Digivolve on top of this card over and over again, when he dies, I lose all 8 of those cards. So it basically just replaces it, and you do need to have the right cards to be able to do anything in this game. Just drawing extra cards does not mean you can play those cards. Sometimes I'll end up with 17 cards in my hand, but that doesn't mean I can play 17 cards like in Gundam, where you can just play 17 GMs. So Our first turn we play Renamon. It costs 0 because of the Digivolving effect. We got to draw a card. It still stays at 0 for our resources. So now I can go into the next step, which I'm going to go into Cubimon. So Cubimon at the top here, all of a sudden it says Digivolving 2. So this means it costs 2. So I'm going to Digivolve into Cubimon. I will first of all draw a card for Digivolving. And then this thing will move to 2 to my opponent's side. And then I get to do any effects that I want, which I can't do anything at the moment. So my turn will end because this moved, the resources has now went towards my opponent's side for 2. Now my opponent will basically do the exact same thing. He will go, for example, if I'm resetting this whole thing and I am playing as the opponent, I will go, okay, I will, my opponent gave me 2 resources. I will now draw for turn. I will hatch a Digimon. I will play Renamon for 0, draw a card because I Digivolved. Then I will go into Cubimon for 2, using this 2, but I go to 0 now. So because I went to 0, the turn has not passed over to my opponent's side yet. I will draw a card for Digivolving. And now I can still play something else on top of this. Which, for example, I can Digivolve even further into Taomon. And Taomon costs 3. So Taomon will give my opponent 3 resources, which is the perfect amount. Because if I end my turn with however many, it will always go to 3 for my opponent by default. So I either give him 3 or I give him less than 3 if I'm able to. And then he doesn't have an ability either. So at the moment, so we're going to pretty much chill. And then my turn ends. Now, moving forward to the next turn, I can choose on my turn to either move my Digimon into the play area, which is the battle area, or I can choose to keep it back. This is an important decision, Digimon, simply because your opponent will be able to destroy Digimon or attack into it if it's rested. You can only attack rested units in Digimon, but other Digimons might be able to just simply like delete it or kill it or reduce its DP. And something important in Digimon is that if your DP, which is your battle points, so your AP, is ever reduced to 0, you die. Okay, so if you unforeseen a GM in Gundam, the Gundam would die, or the GM would die. So in this game, if you reduce someone's attack power to 0, they die. In Gundam, they don't die, they just go to 0. So there's multiple ways to actually remove people's Digimon in this game. There's also different ways to protect your Digimon, mostly in yellow, which is the color I'm playing. Yeah, so that's like the basic rules of Digimon, essentially. Is you build your deck, you play your game, and then you basically Digivolve on top of your own Digimons until you bring out your main big Digimon. And then there's combo lines. It's really straightforward, as I just showed you guys, that you simply just try to build upon your own Digimon. And anyone who says that, you know, you draw a lot of cards in Digimon, for example, on my first turn, let me do this correctly, 4, 5, 3. Okay, so if I have these 5 cards in my hand, if I go into Veximon and I go Digivolve, draw a card, Digivolve, draw a card, Digivolve, draw a card. Yes, I drew 3 cards in Digimon all of a sudden, so my hand size is still full. The problem is that when this dies, I lose all these cards. And so I need the hand size to keep playing the game. And also, if you look at my hand right now, none of these cards Digivolve into something else. Like this guy is my big boss monster, level 6. So I can't get to him unless I have a level 5. So he can't work. This card is just a command. It's like a command card, essentially, option card. I don't really want to play this. It also costs 6 resources, and you don't want to give your opponent a lot of resources in this game because they will be able to do a lot of things. So we don't want to play that. We can't play the level 4 here because it can't Digivolve on top of a level 2, which is our egg. And Rika is a good card because it's basically a schoolgirl smuggler. So you play Rika, and we can look at the top 3 cards In Digimon, when you play a searcher, you reveal the cards to your opponent, and then you pick the correct ones, so your opponent knows that there was actual targets and what you got into your hand. Unlike in Gundam. Um, yeah. So pretty much, that's why in Digimon it's okay to have that much draw power, because the entire game would not work otherwise. And when you lose cards, you lose a lot of cards, and half the cards in your hand are not going to be always playable at all times. And if you do lose your Digimon like we lost here, you have to kind of rebuild with your egg all the way back, essentially in one turn, to keep the game going. So that's pretty much Digimon. Are there any questions about that? It's a very cheap game, I think, as you guys saw from the MSRP prices. And this one I'm playing here is just 2 advanced star decks combined. So I think it's about 30 US. If you spend 60 US dollars, you get a full competitive deck. And if you guys might have noticed, all of these are shiny. They're all foil Digimon cards. You guys can see the eyeball there, like being really shiny. So the advanced star deck is a little bit more expensive than the normal star decks because they're full foil. They also come with sleeves, and they come with extra cards as well, which is cool. Also, unlike in Gundam, when you buy a starter deck in Digimon, what happens is, so you buy a starter deck in Digimon, if you get an alternate art, which is extremely rare, it will be replaced by one of the actual cards in the deck. So this Cubimon right here will become the actual alt art, rather than in Gundam, where you get that extra special bonus pack, which makes it that people just go out and, you know, buy 10 star decks, 20 star decks, or scalp them all to get the alternate art booster. You can't do that in Digimon. You can't get that special bonus pack. There's no bonus pack. It's only if you hit the deck, your deck is now going to give you the alternate art, which is worth like $300. But it's extremely rare, and it's not going to happen. It's pretty much like hitting a god deck or something. So yeah. Bonus packs in starters is so toxic in Gundam. Yeah, I agree. I agree that it's very toxic, and I don't understand why they decided to go down that route. I see when I started talking about Digimon, I lost like all of my viewers, which is funny. They're like, hey, this guy's not playing Gundam anymore. It's time to leave. But yeah, that's Digimon. It's very simple. There's a lot of option cards. You're pretty much trying to build up your hand, Digivolve into your best Digimon. You also can go wide in this game. Like you can still hardcast Renamon, get a second guy. You can also have like 2 stacks at the same time. They're called stacks in this game, where you get the egg, you get Renamon, Cubimon, and then you go into like this Cubimon. Whoops, not that Cubimon. Go to Talmon, which is Talmon, into Tsukiyamon. So this would be a whole stack, and it represented like this because when you put a stack up, you guys can see all these extra words at the bottom. They're called inheritor effects, and all these inheritor effects only work when there's a Digimon on top of that Digimon. So because we're in this stack, all these abilities are now attached to our main Digimon. They don't like make it a lot stronger always, but they help you either get to it, like the Digimon egg, or they protect it with the barrier, which means if it would die, you can instead lose a HP instead, lose a shield. And this guy basically does something when you play another Digimon or option card. And this guy reduces the cost of your option cards, which is, option cards are like equipment cards and spell cards, I guess, kind of. And my deck is centered around that, but most of the decks are not. So it's kind of a rare thing. Daddy 2 times is calling me? Let me call him. See if he answers. Maybe he's already playing Digimon. No, he's not. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Maybe I'll do like a live box opening of the new Digimon Star decks. Again, if you guys want Digimon content or want to learn more about Digimon, check out my boy Jimmy. Jimmy does Digimon content, and he also does all of my thumbnails, or most of my thumbnails, on here, and you guys should definitely check him out. Of course, you guys have probably seen me talk about him before, but he pretty much does a bunch of Digimon content, and he's gonna be uploading more videos soon. But you guys can see a bunch of different gameplay videos. 300 pack opening, holy moly, I didn't even know that he did this for 2 hours. I might go, like, that's a year ago, but yeah, we can kind of see that 2 months ago he did this whole announcement thing. He's gonna be getting back into making content for Digimon soon. So yeah, like very recently, he's working on a video right now actually. So midnight locals. Okay, did 2 times. He did not get back. Okay, so that's Digimon. I don't know if that was interesting to you guys or not, but that's pretty much how it works. It's very, very straightforward. By default, the new star decks are pretty good. Just like any Bandai game, you probably want to get 2 star decks. But Digimon, you don't have to get 2 star decks. Like you can get 1 and be pretty happy with that. Overall, you don't actually have to get 2 star decks if you don't want to. Like the new star deck that's coming out, I'm probably only gonna get 1. This star deck that I bought, I had to get 2 because I'm running 4 copies of a card, but I could have also bought it as a single instead, so I have a bunch of leftover stuff. Out of the new starter decks, which one is the best choice? The Beat Break one. ST23, which is this one. Let me go to the end here. So this one. The Digimon Break one, also it's the newest animation that they have out. So if you guys are interested in watching like Digimon cartoon or whatever, this is the most recent one. I watched it, it was decent. But again, I like these like children cartoons. So I highly recommend getting this one. And then the other one, which is... Oh, great. You guys can't even see my screen. One sec. Let me fix that. So star deck that you guys want to get is... So, not this one. This is the Data Squad one coming out. This is not the one that I recommend getting. This is just another star deck that's coming out just because. The one you want to get is the Beat Break, which is this one. Okay, so this one right here, the Beat Break Digimon deck is the one you want to get. Geckomon, all these guys. This is their first time appearing in the Digimon card game. They're the newest guys, the newest TV show, all that jazz, new Digimon. And they also introduced the new card mechanic with dual cards, which make cards as spell cards and also unit cards. So that's the one I would get. And also I've heard from Jimmy and other people that the star deck and the archetype that's in it is going to be like out of the box, competitive enough and good enough that yes, it might not be the best deck in the world, but it's going to be definitely one of the better star decks period, and one of the best ones, and coming with a brand new mechanic, and it's the newest series, so it's kind of like Clan, where G-Quox is the newest series and the deck was very good out of the box and very good. The Digimon one is even better than that, and you also build 2 different variations of the starter deck. So if you want to build all the variations, buy 2 of these starter decks. If you don't want to build all the variations, then only buy 1. But I highly recommend that you just buy 2. It's like 30 bucks. Pick up 2 of them, and you'll have a full playset of all the cards. And yeah, and hopefully you pull the $300, $400 card that's in it. You'll know because it's going to be an alt art. You only have 1 of them. And so that's the one I would recommend. And again, I will be in a couple months when I come back from getting married, or as soon as Digimon Elysium goes up, I will be playing it and streaming it, because I think the game is fun. Hopefully it's going to be coming out in December is when I think it'll be coming out. And if you go to your local scene or just ask people like, hey, do you guys have like spare Digimon decks or cards that you guys don't want or whatever, your local community should help you out. I heard from my clients that went to their locals, they're just like looking at the bullet to build a deck of their favorite Digimon or whatever, and people just came up to them and say, oh, you're getting a Digimon, like, oh, you're trying to build that deck? Oh, perfect, I have all the cards for it, I don't play myself, here's the entire deck. And they just gave them the entire deck, because Digimon is, against a Bandai game, it's very cheap as long as you're not trying to build. Even the meta decks are actually very cheap. Everything's very, very affordable, like super affordable, way more than Gundam is, for sure, because there's no scalper prices for like Gundams and Amuros and Corsica bases and all that stuff. So, and yeah, people are still playing decks, well, decks that they enjoy, Digimon that they love, and yeah, it's pretty good. Let's put my deck away. Alright, this stream was pretty much like a yap stream, I'm gonna be honest. I think we played like 2 or 3 games on stream and we just talked for the entire rest of it, which is crazy. Complete yap session. Looks like people are still playing. Artosis is streaming. Alright guys, and that's going to be it for me. Look forward to my videos coming up probably later this week. I'm going to try to put together like 2 or 3 videos to send out back to back to back. And yeah, if you guys have questions about Digimon or anything, just like message me. If you guys want coaching, again, message me. Yeah. It's going to be the end of the stream. Thanks to you guys who stuck around with me for the entire time.